谢谢 Mariana， 她对我们课程的5个模块以及3份案例的分享，这样让我们对课程的这个作用有了更清晰的认知。好，接下来让我们有请毕业于阿根廷大罗萨里奥大学的生育表征疗法专家 George Jorge 教授，他为我们带来觉知心理学癌症案例分析，让我们掌声有请。
Buenas tardes y buenos días a los que buenos días a los que están mirando online desde Argentina, los valientes que a esta hora en Argentina están observando y siguiendo atentamente la conferencia. Como mi inglés es regular, preparé un video en inglés para que todos podamos entender la conferencia y tener un poco más de claridad sobre los casos presentados.
First academic exchange conference on the psychology of inner perceptions. 2025 Beijing, China. Case report and analysis on the resolution of emotional and personality problems. Presenter, Professor Jorge Alcides-Buffa. Introduction. In 2018, I met Mr. Qingxuan Zhang in Argentina and his new theories of inner perceptions. Since then, I have closely followed his research, transferring it to my professional field. This presentation is divided into 2 parts. The first develops a case observed during the period of study of inner perceptions at the Universidad del Gran Rosario in Argentina. It is very significant and with abundant medical documentation that supports the transformations. The second part details 2 cases of my professional practice with this technique. The first without medical control, and the second with medical documentation, and the person is here in the room to give testimony. Gestalt psychology maintains that the first step to inner change is awareness. Chilean psychologist and psychiatrist Claudia Naranjo tells us, the act of looking at ourselves, of observing our own processes, changes us. The first step is awareness, because the moment we become aware of ourselves, the I that looks at the I, that looks at is already another. If I am aware of what is happening to me in the present moment, I am already optimizing my present moment. I become like a mirror of myself in this act of self-reflection that is perhaps the essence of the human. The theory of inner perceptions represents an innovative approach to understanding the human mind and its complex processes of perception. This discipline focuses on the exploration and analysis of internal subjective experiences, such as thoughts, emotions, sensations, and character that shape individual consciousness and identity. Inner perceptions refer to a view of the world that occurs when we shift the focus of the mind from the outside. Unlike modern research, in which the mind focuses on the outside and places a relevant emphasis on non-subjectivity, inner perceptions involve bringing the mind inward to nourish it and activate and reinforce its potential. After passing certain stages, the mind will be able to exert its powerful influences within and without. Cited in the book, Zhen Qingxuan, Dr. Lu Lily's Psychology of Inner Perceptions, a New Field of Knowledge arising from Traditional Chinese Medicine Editions, Lilium, Buenos Aires, Argentina, 2020. During my daily professional practice, as a holistic therapist, many people turn to the practice of TECI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy, in which I integrate work with inner perceptions and expressive Gestalt therapies. The main result that I have been able to observe is a change in the way people manage their mental functioning, a different understanding of their own reality, of their own internal processes appears, and what happens is that they can easily accept that reality that they are living. The next step, as you go deeper and reconnect with the deep emotions, is that progressively, the negative effects caused by these stagnant emotions begin to disappear, and also by the way in which the character affects them. The consequence is that physical changes occur, and people can recover quickly from different imbalances such as diseases. But also, most importantly, each person acquires a new ability to interact with the other, with nature, and with their own reality. He is no longer on a plane of helplessness, or on a plane of total unawareness of what is happening to him. Part 1. During 2023, I observed the case of an 87-year-old Argentinian person diagnosed with terminal cancer, who of his own volition begins to carry out the activities proposed in the dynamics of inner perceptions and, through continuous practice, manages to modify medical predictions. What happens is remarkable, and therefore, I study in depth each of the stages through which he went using this technique that concerns us. We are going to refer to Eduardo Jorge P., 88 years old, born in Poland and currently living in Argentina. She has 2 children and 4 grandchildren, was widowed twice, and lives in her apartment in the autonomous city of Buenos Aires. His profession is carpenter, and he is retired. Her habits are getting up at dawn, practicing Tai Chi for an hour, then she has breakfast and continues with scheduled activities such as courses, meditations, maintenance of her home, among other things. He does not smoke and drinks a glass of wine every day with dinner. During 2022, he suffers an accident with a heel fracture, and in the studies carried out, he is also diagnosed with cancer. According to his medical history, on May 12th, 2022, the results of a biopsy microscopy indicate the following: a shave of page 7x, 0.5x, 0.1 cm, and a 0.2 centimeter shot, and microscopy superficial fragments of a lesion compatible with basal cell carcinoma located in the nose are received. Basal cell carcinoma is a skin cancer that originates in the basal cells of the epidermis. It is the most common type of skin cancer. For this reason, doctors suggest that he should undergo surgery in a center with the capacity of Moss System Oncology technology, and he is referred to the Raffo Oncology Center, the only one to guarantee surgery and adequate treatment in Argentina. During the year 2023, a series of surgeries begin, which are recorded in the medical history and are performed at the Angel H. Raffo Oncology Institute, dependent on the University of Buenos Aires and considered one of the most important in Latin America in this area. However, surgeries do not achieve the expected result. Also during the year 2023, he learned about the inner perceptions by participating in the classes that Mr. Qin Xuanja develops online for Argentina. In August of that year, he enrolled in the course for the training of instructors, created by Mr. Zhen Qinchuan at the Universidad del Gran Rosario in Argentina from August 5th, 2023 to March 17th, 2024. During this period, he deepens the technique and participates in 80 individual and group sessions, which transforms this activity into a daily routine, reaching a state of clear consciousness permanently, focusing attention on the heart and on physical and emotional reactions. Through the practice with inner perceptions, he reconnects with very deep emotions that he describes in this way. When I was 5 years old during the Second World War, we were persecuted along with my sister and my mother by the German services because we were relatives of a Polish officer who managed to escape. This very distressing and very scary situation was very much engraved in my mind. Another case of emotional stress and a lot of pain was the slow agony of a loved one very dear to me, my son's partner, who died almost at my hands. Currently, his general health conditions are excellent, with a lot of energy, desire to live, and enjoy future experiences. At the time of writing this report, he was traveling to Argentine Patagonia to rescue his carpentry tools and bring them to Buenos Aires. He has also offered at the Institute of Oncology, where he was treated, to transmit his experience through teaching with inner perceptions to cancer patients who want to receive it free of charge. The latest medical report made in February 2025 indicates that the progression of cancer in the nose has stopped. As for surgeries on the arms and legs, carcinomas without progression are detected and no metastasis is observed despite the time that has elapsed.
Bueno, yo del cáncer lo superé totalmente desde el final del curso de percepciones interiores y ahora practico todos los días. Y eso me mantiene muy atento y muy bien, tranquilo, relajado. ¿Cómo me siento? Me siento súper bien, habiendo aprendido a controlar mi mente, una vez habiendo creado un hábito de observación, lo cual es muy importante porque mientras yo observo lo que siento, lo que digo, lo que hago, lo que veo, etc., eso me permite directamente tomar conciencia y tratar de evitar preocupaciones, ansiedad, enojo, hasta la ira u odio. Eso me permitió de que realmente pueda vivir tranquilo, ya que la observación la estoy practicando todo el tiempo. Quisiera agradecer al universo y a mis maestros. Me siento tan sano, con mucha energía, devolver este regalo a los que lo necesitan. Me agradaría mucho. En rojo dejé mi diploma y mañana mi hija va a tratar de promover a través de las redes.
Part 2. The following cases are taken from my professional practice where I apply TCI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy, Inner Perceptions, and Gestalt Therapy in the recovery of different health imbalances. The following studies were rescued from 16 cases where positive results were observed in 14 of them. Below, I will develop 2 of the most significant. 1. Hugo R., 62 years old. First meeting, consultation for severe pain in the back below the shoulder blades on the right. She has been treated with kinesiologists and painkiller pills for more than 5 years, but she has not been able to modify the pain. She has performed gymnastics of different types and other therapies, but without results. We held several encounters with TCI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy, and Inner Perceptions practices. His story was that, during the time of meditation on his heart, images appeared to him from childhood until now, and the emotion of much love. In the third meeting, he relates that the pain in his back disappeared completely, and that he is amazed because he had never achieved anything like this. She feels that now in her life, an emotion of peace and tranquility invaded her. In the matches of the last 3 weeks, he has not had pain again, and today, after several months, no physical reaction is manifested. I have also consulted his wife, who confirms this recovery. 2. Mercedes O., 63 years old. Maria Mercedes Orihuela Rodriguez de Avila. She is married and has 5 children. His childhood was spent in the countryside. He currently lives in the city of Salto, Eastern Republic of Uruguay. She is retired without schedules, paints, arranges the garden, walks and travels. You don't smoke or drink alcohol, and you don't take any medicines. TCI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy, practitioner since 2015. But from 2023 onwards, when I incorporate the techniques of inner perceptions in a practice, it is when the changes become more noticeable and with very quick resolutions. In the first experiences carried out with the technique of TCI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy, and inner perceptions, he reveals that in 2007, he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Hodgkin's lymphoma, also known as Hodgkin's disease, is a cancer that originates in the lymphatic system responsible for protecting the body from infections and diseases. Then he went through 2 years of chemotherapy every 15 days with 3 days of hospitalizations in that period. In 2009, he had an autologous bone marrow transplant and then recovery. From 2023, when I incorporate the inner perceptions technique in a TCI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy activities, and doing practices twice a month, I begin to contact very deep emotions. In this case, the approach required it to be much more holistic and integrative. So in addition to the practice of TCI, Integrated Body Expressive Therapy, and inner perceptions, I used other Gestalt and expressive therapeutic tools as Mercedes made deep contact with her emotions. In each encounter, through the technique of inner perceptions, he can finally break through the wall he had built around his heart. In this way, they begin to manifest themselves in the consciousness, and she relates her fears, family fights, excessive work, abortions, health of her children, problems with her partner and with her children, the death of her father that affected her in a very important way. The strongest emotions have to do with the death of her children and a new pregnancy of twins, which she did not want to have. In the transition of the practice with inner perceptions, and when you manage to focus your heart, clearer emotions and rejection begin to emerge towards certain people with whom you could not talk. After months of continuous practice, she has been able to make profound changes in her life. She has separated from her husband, who mistreated her and went to live alone, experiencing a transformation in her life. Now she feels more clearly that the body heals easily, but what delays everything are the emotions, the mind, and according to her, she even goes through states of madness when nothing can be done with the emotions. Today she is already discharged and completely cured cancer, but sporadic symptoms of diabetes appear. He is here in the courtroom to give his testimony. Conclusion. Emotions and character shape who we are and what happens to us in life, which is why a conscious approach to the emotions we have gone through is essential. Emotional dialogue is an instrument for knowledge and the transformation of reality. This dialogue allows people to explore and understand their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, thus facilitating inner growth and the resolution of internal conflicts. According to Claudio Naranjo, whom we have already quoted at the beginning, when we cannot address our emotions consciously, we develop the character that becomes a defensive or compensatory strategy used to face the shortcomings and challenges of our life. But since we are not ourselves, but a kind of mirror of ourselves, our perception of reality, our behavior, and our health are affected. The technique of interperceptions offers a way to transcend the conditioning of emotions, character, and achieve greater awareness and fulfillment. As a consequence, the body recovers quickly because the blockages that lead us to that state are dissolved. In the cases observed, we were able to verify that the physical problems can disappear completely or remain in a state that allows a normal life. But they will always be there to remind us that our work and inner development is something daily and unavoidable. Professor Jorge Alcides Buffa Copyright 2025. TCI Expressive Body Therapist graduated from Centro Uruguay. Professor of Medical Qigong graduated from the International Institute of Qigong, directed by Dr. Ajrakena. Senior Professor of Visual Arts. Argentina. Psychodramatist graduated from Umbral. Argentina. Diploma in Interperceptions from the Universidad del Gran Rosario, Argentina. He is part of the therapeutic teams of Claudio Naranjo's SAT program in Uruguay. Director of the Binational School of Medical Qigong, Argentina, Uruguay.
Muchas gracias. Thank you for Mercedes, Kia, Mercedes, gracias.
好的，谢谢何教授。是这样的，接下来我们是茶歇时间，茶歇。